2 days ago, we triumphantly left the Marina on our maiden voyage.
Yeah, and we made it about a mile, and we moored up, and we had a really nice night. And then in the middle of the night, all of the electrics started beeping, all of the warnings and stuff, saying that the 12-volt system had died. Ran the diesel for about an hour, and that should build up some charge in the batteries. Kicked over to DC, and like almost immediately it was dead again.
Really depressing being back after such a short time.
Just 24, not even 24 hours.
Like we tasted freedom, and then we had to come back.
But it was just like taking a beating. So then we come back, and we had to spin around and pull back into the same space we left, which was...
So I think what Michael's saying here is he did this amazing manoeuvre just here.
Yeah, just right straight behind us.
And then he like did this reverse park.
First time in. He tested each of the batteries, and it turned out that all of them were actually functional. Drop test was fine, but he did find a couple of loose connections deep in the labyrinth of connections back there. Eventually, he announced that it was all connected and told me to test everything out. Immediately upon getting the fridge working, we found out that the bilge pump wasn't functioning. So the bilge pump not being functioning, we can't actually leave the harbor. But he had to leave it for the night. So.
Yeah, and we weren't planning. By that time we decided we were stuck for the night.
Yeah, it was 4:30 or something.
It was
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that was a hard day. Because you can imagine that, like, our maiden voyage, making it out and then having to basically immediately turn back, go back into the exact same spot, pay more money, and still not really have a solution. Like, we think the batteries are functional now. He's pretty assured that everything's fine.
Yeah, they haven't been tested. Like, tonight will be the test.
Yeah, we've really just discovered that there were 3 loose connections.
It's going to have a redo on our maiden voyage.
Yeah, maiden
Last
voyage.
One didn't count.
Take 2. But we did learn some things. We have to get some longer ropes before we go.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we need to do a rope inventory.
Yeah.
Michael's making me leave the boat to go to Ripley to the shop. I've predicted one of 3 things will happen. We'll either float off down towards this weir, someone will come and pull our pins out, or someone will just come and break in and we'll lose the boat. So I'm not happy about the walk.
It's like 15 minutes.
How was your trip to Ripley?
Believe it or not, it was pretty good. The boat's still there.
We went out on the riverway for the 2nd time today.
It could have gone worse. Actually, the cruising part was fine. It was the locks. We still haven't figured out the dynamics of the locks on the riverway, which are a little bit, they're all paddles indoors, and so the water kind of comes out at a funny angle.
And it comes in really fast.
Lots of turbulence in the lock.
And that's another thing, that weir entering into that, was that the last lock we did? They're just before you go into the gates, it's like a massive torrent.
4-level torrent of water coming down.
So you have to steam really fast in, otherwise you get pushed to the side.
Yeah.
And then slow down so you don't hit the gate. Being the person that does sets the lock, the paddles are kind of out over the doors, so you have to balance on a bit of wood over the water and then lean right across to turn them, and they're really stiff. So just doesn't feel safe. And then add into that it started raining halfway through the afternoon.
Yeah.
So everything's wet and slippy and we're damp and getting miserable. And then we decided we wanted to stop, and there's just nowhere to moor because the towpath side is just covered in reeds.
Yeah, completely overgrown.
And then we were just like soaked through, so now we're all toasty under a blanket.
Well, you're toasty. I'm still flying.
It's so nice to be back out of the marina after being grounded, as it were, for 24 hours.
But overall, a good day. We found our way.
When we first thought of this narrowboat idea, I said, "Oh, we'll just do canals. I don't want to do rivers. Like, really scared of rivers the whole time. I'm not interested in doing rivers." And yet, we've ended up doing a river before we've done a canal, which just seems foolish. A lot more moving water on this than there is on a canal. Yeah,
no, it's true. And the weirs are definitely something. We came around one corner, and there's no signposting. There's no idea of...
Yeah, which way do we go?
Which way are you supposed to go? There's kind of a sharp right-hand turn, doesn't seem to lead anywhere specific, and there's a left-hand turn. And they both were just as wide. Yeah, and then I suddenly spotted a narrowboat, downriver. Way down the river, yeah. I thought it must be that way. Unless we got closer, you could see that it was. And when we came out onto that, the current took us way to the side. But overall, fun, interesting, trying, morning, afternoon, sleepy. And more way navigation tomorrow. Well, let's just turn back and... We'll turn back. Get on a canal. Sell the boat. Michael. Get on an airplane. Fly to Cancun. Why did the helicopter come over at that exact moment? Alright, what are we talking about? So 2 days ago we... Right. So... Yeah.